Hello, Armando. And hello, J. David Pitcher. You guys are camera shy. There you go. Oh, Armando. That's who you are. Hello, Armando. Yeah. Hello, J. David.
How are you, Armando?
Nice to meet you.
There comes somebody else. Al McCarn, the Barking Fox. Al, we can't see you and we can't hear you.
That would be because I had to click the button that said got it.
Okay, Armando, you had it, but you lost it. I don't know. And let's see if we got now two. We have two board members. I hope that we will get a couple more before we can start. Dave's already in. Thank you. But I don't see anybody else coming in. I will say thank you, Dave, for coming in. I believe we met yesterday. What a long day it's been. It's like forever ago. And Al, it feels like forever ago that we met.
Yes. But in a couple of weeks, at least we'll be in the same room.
I hope that we'll be able to meet before then, because I like to see how things are going.
Sure.
And Armando, you must be busy with something else at the same time. That's the way all these what are you ashamed of yourself for? Keep the video on. My God, what's the big deal?
I'm here. My camera's on.
Your camera's good, but I don't know, something's going on. You keep on muting yourself. You're
Yes, I'm in the cafeteria, so there's a lot of noise.
Okay. We don't hear that so much, but maybe you don't want them to hear us. I don't know. Anyhow, I hope to meet with you soon as well. So if you can, it's been a long time, Armando. So if you can find the time that we can meet together, I'd love to catch up. Thank you. Tov, let's see, where is everybody? Who could be missing and who could be coming in? And I guess I got to call these people to tell them that they got to come in. 1 second. Who said that they would be here? Amanda will be there. Amanda will be there. And Stacy. Let's try Revis and Al. Okay, so let's try Revis.
I'm listening. I'm just studying Hebrew, so taking a Hebrew test.
Revis isn't answering. I think we will get started if yeah, maybe she's on the road or something. I think we'll get started if somebody else shows up. Good. If not, then this will be what we call an informal action or whatever I call it over there. So let me share my screen and go straight to the actions items of the minutes of the meeting. Let me get rid of this. Here, Tov Rose. Oh, another guest. Got more guests than members coming on tonight. Let's see if we got. Here's Tov. Shalom, Tov. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you'll enjoy this meeting. But you're not connected yet. We'll give him another minute. Yes, there you are. And there you are. Shalom, Tov. This is my friend Tov Rose. who is actually a fellow at the Institute of Midrashic Studies of the New Testament. Armando is a friend and an advisor. We have an advisory board that is on WhatsApp and are invited to everything that our executive board is invited to. The two other members of our executive board that made it here tonight are Al McCarn, and who moved to Texas, now lives in Texas, right, Al?
Not quite. I moved from North Carolina to South Carolina.
Okay, but you're getting there. I don't know. You used to live in Texas. I don't know something.
Yes, I used to live in Texas. I did.
Okay, so I wasn't completely 60 years old. And Dave Fitcher, of course, Tove, you know, he is the academic director of the Institute of Midrashic Studies of the New Testament. He is also a member of the board of Root Source. So I pride myself on making these meetings short, but we have a lot to talk about, so let's go fast. This is the call to order. As per Article 6, Paragraph 7 of our Root Source bylaws, an informal action may be taken, or any action required to be taken, or which may be taken at a meeting, may be taken without a meeting and without prior notice if a consent in writing or by electronic transmission setting forth the action so taken is affirmed by the board members or members of the committee with respect to the subject matter of the vote. The consent must be filed with the corporate records by the secretary. The board of directors of this corporation affirmed their consent in writing with respect to the resolutions to act described below. Now, in fact, they did not yet affirm their consent. They will affirm their consent later. We have Revis so far is not present. She might become present later. But for now, Al, for example, is here. So he will affirm. Again, in principle, he'll affirm at the end, but I thought I control X'd it. We'll see who will be here and who won't be here. And in any case, people after the meeting, they can review everything and say, yes, we are happy to confirm our consent. Now, this document was presented by the CEO and circulated by WhatsApp among all directors. I think I did not do that, so let me do that now. Here is the directors board. And in some cases was discussed in detail via Zoom. That is this case. Everybody's here. The Zoom meeting was recorded and is available as a copy of this document at rootsource/board meetings. And that's not there yet, of course, but it will be soon. A copy of this document and a copy of the video that we had. And its agenda items were agreed upon following the Zoom meeting held on Thursday, June 29th at 8:30 p.m. Israel time, 12:30 Texas time. Directors present. The following board members were presented with this list of resolutions and were present at the Zoom meeting. There's only Al and Dave, so let's move Luann to the not here, as well as Rev, and as well as Ellie. 1 second. And if somebody shows up, then we'll move them back. The following guests were presented with this list of resolutions, also present. So I'm here, the presenter. We've got Armando Rusty. And do we have another guest? How many? And Tov Rose, of course, yes. I also invited my friend Avram Norin, but I don't know that he's able to attend. Let's see if anybody is, no, nobody's talking yet. Okay. As per Article 6, a quorum. A quorum is required for business transactions and a passage of motions. A quorum consists of at least 40% of the board members present in person or through telephonic or video participation. Since 3 board members are present, the meeting may proceed. If we would not have 3 board members, this would be an informal action. So let's change this. Since we do not have at least 3 board members present, this is informal action. If we would have 3 board members there, the meeting may have proceeded. I don't know. I didn't really have to read all this, but what the heck. Okay.
It's okay.
Now we'll get to the business. The agenda to act upon. Review snapshot of finances, review the report of activities of Q2, and discuss the gala dinner progress. Okay, the board shall review and approve balances tab of the following document. Balances 2022. No, it's 2023, sir. And that is this document. Space. Balances 2022, 2023, and report worksheets. These are all sort of worksheets. We don't need them. We just care. I'm going to make this a little smaller so we can see. No, we don't have to see except for we'll put it down here. We have a bank in Israel. It's called the Mizrahi Bank, and we have shekels there. We have today 30,000. I'm going to just round to the nearest 1,000 shekels. That translates to about $8,300. We also have dollars in that account, which is what happens when we transfer money from our American account to the Israeli account. So for the sake of the guests here, we have an Israeli company called Root Source LLC. We have an American 501c3 also called Root Source. We are meeting as the Root Source Israel. I'm sorry, Root Source America, the 501c3. The 501c3 raises money through Give Butter and does many activities. The activities are done primarily through the services of Avdechem Ne'aman, the executive director. That's me. I am an employee and the principal of an Israeli company called Root Source LLC, which provides executive services by contract to the Israeli company. And that is where most of to the American nonprofit organization. That is where most of the money that is raised goes to. It's primarily my salary and a bunch of other expenses. So from time to time, when we run out of money in Israel, then we do a transfer. And the last time we did a transfer was probably about $30,000. And that money it goes into the dollar side of the Mizrahi bank account. And those dollars, when I run out of shekels, then I transfer some or most of them or all of them to the shekel account. Today we have 30,000 shekels. That's not enough for me to feel worried. So that's why we still have $16,000 in the Mizrahi bank account. And we haven't transferred recently any money to the Israeli bank account. PayPal Israel, the Israeli company brings in some PayPal money that actually goes to the Israeli company. It doesn't go to the, it goes to the American company. It doesn't go to the Israeli nonprofit, but that's because people are still paying the Israeli company. That's the way it used to work before we were an American nonprofit. We keep on trying to tell these Americans, please stop paying PayPal Israel. Please move over to Gumroad, and then we'll be able to give you a 501c3 tax deductible receipt. But that doesn't happen so fast. But we don't get a lot of money there. As you can see, every quarter we have somewhere between I would say $200-300 by the end of the month, or $900, but it's going down, as we'll see later on in this report. Gumroad, we seem to have, yes. So Gumroad is it is connected to the Israeli company. That is the company through which we sell things like our books, CDs, DVDs, all sorts of stuff like that. Usually we don't have a lot of money in there. Like today, we only have $26 in there. Payoneer is the way that Amazon pays us when they sell some books. Again, right now we're talking about the money, but later on in this report, we will see how many books we've sold in the past month or so. But right now, Payoneer, we have no money in that account. We withdrew it. We get $50, $100 a month from there. Give Butter, that's where the real money is. And again, most normal organizations, when they get money, then they immediately want to put it into their bank account so that they can use it. Baruch Hashem, we are very comfortably in the black, so I'm not in a rush to take money out of there. I'm not benefiting from the money sitting there, but but I like to keep a little buffer anywhere. Who knows? Maybe sometimes somebody's going to want a refund of their donation. Now we come to the real money, and that is RHO, R-H-O. RHO is our bank account, our American bank account where our American 501c3 does its banking. Today, thank God, we have a balance of $73,965 there. We have no money pending there. In other words, all the money that should have come in did. We don't have any other money pending for us yet either. I'm sorry. We have no money that's on its way to Mizrahi because we need money. We haven't sent any money there in a long time. And we have no other funds that are en route to us as far as we know from anywhere else. We do have some verbal and unofficial written pledges, which means that some people wrote us, yeah, I'll pledge in WhatsApp, but we are waiting perhaps to create a document that we will send to people who have made a pledge and ask them to please return it to us or something like that. But in any case, we're talking about $40,000 that people have talked about. We'll see what happens. Altogether, the actual money that we have, Mizrahi, a little bit of PayPal, nothing in Payoneer right now, and in Give Butter and in RHO, comes out to $656.23. It is going down a little bit. Our donations are a little bit low this quarter compared to last quarter, this year in general, but still far from anything to worry about, which is what I was worried about earlier this year when I decided not to go with our marketing, the person that we thought to do marketing with, who was going to charge us something like $12,000 a month. I thought that we were going to run out of money much faster than that. But right now, as I will report, that's on hold. Total income into RHO since January has been $92,000. That looks like a big mistake. I don't think that we've made that much money since the beginning of the year. But it's possible. If this year, halfway through the year, we made 47. Yeah, it actually makes sense because we are also expending money. Half through the way through the year, we brought in 47, and now we brought in another 47 or so. So altogether, at the beginning of the year, that's right. Since the beginning of the year, we made $92,000. By the end of the year last year, we brought in $184,000. So we are more or less similar to last year as far as our income is concerned. As far as donations are concerned, as opposed to the end of mid-quarter last year, where we had brought in by the end, since January 1st of that year, about $47,000. This year, we've only brought in about $26,000. So that's where we are low, but even still, a mere $20,000 is not going to really break us. I would like to mention that I started counting unique donors, and we are now 61 unique donors this year, but that includes a lot of people that donated to Gidon and Deborah Ariel's anniversary campaign. And some of you don't know that, Deborah and I had a 26-year anniversary this year of our wedding. And so we decided in order to celebrate that, we would go on a 26-kilometer tiyul. How do you say tiyul in English? Walk around some hills. We are in our late 50s, so we didn't make the whole 26 kilometers, as far as though even as surprised as I was. We made between the two of us, we made 26 kilometers. We worked 13 kilometers. And Baruch Hashem, we decided to raise money for a charity that we like, supporting lone soldiers here in Israel. And so we raised, I think, about $1,000 for that. So that is going to go through us, and we're going to give that money to them. But that is part, by the way, of Root Source's mission statement that we also support humanitarian efforts. So that is a humanitarian effort that we are also supporting. If anybody has any questions or anything, please interject. Other numbers that we have over here, we've already gotten $422,000 all time. That, I think, is barely 3 years. So we're doing pretty darn good. I'm really impressed by that. Sorry, that's the total row all time. That also includes monies that we got that didn't come through GiveButter, but money that actually came through GiveButter is $339,000. The other close to $100,000 was given by our big donors, who I think gave us money through checks or bank transfers directly to our row bank. It did not go through GiveButter, but it all is recorded in GiveButter. All-time unique GiveButter donors, I see we have 305 of them, which is very good. We're inching our way up to 1,000 donors. I don't think so. We got a while to go there, but hopefully we will do a big bump when we do a serious campaign to raise more donors. We also have recurring GiveButter campaigns. These are people who give monthly or yearly. And Baruch Hashem, we are growing from 16 up to 22, and now 25. That is the goal, to get more recurring donors, as opposed to in PayPal, where we have 34, and that's down from hundreds. Last year at this time we had 52. This is not because people, unfortunately, are moving over to GiveButter. It's because they notice that they're giving money there and they stop. That's the way life is. But altogether, there's not a lot going on over there. We have $1,400 coming in monthly through GiveButter, and $500 coming in monthly through PayPal. From three, these are the recurring Gumroad givers. That's something else completely. We're trying to get rid of them. They only bring in $41 a month, and they just can't figure out how to stop doing it. Okay, that is a bunch of numbers about the money. Any questions or comments? Okay, we shall continue. At Weber newsletter subscribers, we are not doing a campaign to grow our subscription rate. That is the main thing that I hope to do. But until I do that, there is natural drop-off.
Attrition.
Thank you. But our attrition is usually down between 1% and 2% from the previous drop-off. That's where we're here, 1.5%. We were 11,900, now we're 11,700. We got a big bump up in December because we did the Kristallnacht campaign in November, but people started dropping off from that. I think, I don't know why we're on minus 3, I think from 12 down. Yeah, because 11.9 from 12.3, that's 3%. Just that's more than usual. YouTube subscribers, we're up to 3,200. Up another 7.7%. Strangely, we are confounded that we have 647,000 views all time on our YouTube channel. This is confounding because we used to have 651,000 all time. I don't know how it went down about 4 or 5,000, but it is what it is. That's very strange. It usually was growing by 1.3% a quarter, 3.6. I think that there was some sort of calculation or accounting mistake, and so that's why it went down to better reflect growth of 2.5% since the last time was the real numbers. From 629 to 647 is now probably 2.9 or 3% up. Whatever. Instead of the 651. We also have Vimeo views. This is the real views on our website. Since January 1st this year, we look like we are pretty steady at about 600 views a month. I hope that one day will grow to closer to 6,000 views. It is up 125%. Yeah, we double from 600. Next quarter hopefully will be about 2,000. We'll see what that'll be. Just numbers. Okay, now the books. Since January 1st this year, we have sold 24 ebooks, 71 paperbacks, and 3 hardcovers. This is on Amazon. In other words, Amazon gives us royalties of about $600 for these, 100 or so books that we've sold through Amazon. 100 books sold through Amazon, that means that we get about $6 on the average royalty. They get most of the money. Here's the interesting thing, though. We also sell books through Gumroad. That means our Bless Israel editions. As we say on the website, if you'd like to buy through Amazon, very nice, we make a few pennies. If you buy through our Bless Israel, you're blessing us with more money, and we also get to see who actually bought the books, as opposed to Amazon. Anybody who are familiar, the writers and publishers of books that are of anything that is sold through Amazon don't know who sold it. Well, that might not be true. No. Maybe it's print-on-demand books.
Yeah, you just know what country bought it.
Maybe. I didn't even notice that. But all I know is that I get my royalty, and they tell me how many books are sold. So since the beginning of the year, this is what it says here. I think that's not true. I think we've done more sales of this, but maybe not. 5, this is in Gumroad. Of course, we made all these sales, like I said, 100 through Amazon, but we didn't get too many Bless Israel people. People prefer to buy through Amazon just as well. We got 5 ebooks, 4 paperbacks, no hardcovers, and 3 DVDs. I think that means 3 sets of DVDs. There are 4 DVDs in a set. We made $723 in royalties. In other words, that also might not be exact because these books cost us money. But anyway, something like this. 12 books and DVDs we sold, we made $723, maybe gross. 100 books we sold, we made $600. So you can see how much more lucrative it is to sell directly than through Amazon. That being said, if I wouldn't sell through Amazon, I wouldn't buy anything. I wouldn't sell anything. So that's why, as it says in the Psalms, hold on to this, and also regarding this, don't let it drop from your hands. Anybody remember where that was in Psalms? I'll tell you in a minute. 1 second. That is not in Psalms. It's in Kohelet, Ecclesiastes 7, verse 18. It is good that you should hold on to this, and also from this, don't let your hand drop it. And if you fear God, you're doing fine. Something like that. One of those nice verses. Back to work here. So we have reviewed the entire balances page of our book. Hold on 1 second. Avram may be trying to come in. Hello, Avram. Are you able to come in? Yeah, the Zoom is on. I sent you the link. Did I send you the link? Where do you want to see it? in Gmail. I'll send you a Gmail and you'll see it in my. Like, no, you don't need it. No, don't come to my house. I'll okay, we're just about to start the second part of the meeting. 1 second. Or Sean, and here is the Zoom. Here's the Zoom room. Okay, no, I'm sending it with no subject. It'll be in a minute. Okay, hopefully here's okay. Thanks. Okay, that was my friend Avram Noren. He's coming in soon, I hope. Back to work. So we're done with the balances of the finances and some of the other numbers. Does anybody have any comments or questions about that? Thank you. I feel that it wasn't very clear, but evidently it was clear enough.
The bottom line is you're in the black. and
Right, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, now let's have a review of the report of activities. This was already open, so we can look at it here. It'll open. Yes. This to remind you, I have to call my friends at First Melissa Church. They used to give me about $100 a month and ask for a quarterly report. I don't think they've given money in a while. But they haven't told me they've stopped. So, and they're friends of mine, so I want to call them. And we are happy to say hello to my friend Avram Noren, Rabbi Avram Noren, who is actually across the street from me here. Avram, do you hear us? Can you unmute yourself and say hi? You've unmuted yourself, but I don't hear you saying hi. Avram is one of those wonderful technologically challenged type of guys. No, now it's coming on. I guess he wasn't connected to the right place. And it looks like he just dropped off completely. Okay, maybe he'll come back in. Okay, so let's see some of the things that we've done. Since April 1st, 2023, April, May, June, that's 3 months. We have focused on or completed the following specific activities in root source. U.S. trip and event planning. I have ordered these in order of importance according to, in my humble opinion. After a long COVID-induced hiatus, Gidon is finally biting the bullet and coming to the United States. We are working on a big event to be held in Dallas, Texas on October 15th, 2023. Save the date. Tov and Armando, and maybe Avram will come back in a minute. That will be a gala fundraising dinner that will be held. This is a little bit still off the record because she hasn't given us confirmation in writing. But our good friends Victoria and Paul Sarvati have a nice, beautiful home in McKinney, Texas, just near Dallas, and they're opening it to us. And we are hoping to have about 100 people around tables there with a few speakers. You will all hear about it over the next few weeks. As soon as we get that confirmation, we are going to start working on the program and inviting people who haven't already confirmed their tables. It is quite possible that we will, as I told Tov earlier today, I think, it is quite possible that we will run out of tables before we even announce this event because so many people will buy tables. That's something that I learned, and I'll mention in a moment. At a fundraising course, a resource development course that I took. When you have a dinner, you first get the tables, and if you don't succeed in selling the tables by a certain date, then you start selling them to individuals. That's very much like the metaphor. If you have a bowl, if you have a glass bottle or a glass something, and you have a lot of small rocks, big rocks, and little rocks and medium-sized rocks, first put in the big rocks then put in the medium-sized rocks, then put in the small rocks, and that's the way you'll be able to fill the utensil, the vessel, best, and get the most things in. Something like that. Did anybody ever hear of such a metaphor? Look it up on the internet. Armando's heard of it. Very good. Okay, you probably could tell it better than I just did.
There's a video about it.
There's a video about it. Yeah, there's a video about everything. Okay, so we were just at the beginning of the planning stage. It took quite a while to get started with that, but we got started and we hit the ground running, and now we're moving fast. Baruch Hashem, thank God, He is blessing our efforts on that. The Institute of Midrashic Studies of the New Testament. There is project with this project on the academic and fellow recruitment fronts. Let us see a more detailed report here. Dr. Dave, I forgot. I think this is the wrong. I wonder if this is the right thing. Oh, yeah. Dr. Dave, I forgot to ask you to write a report about the quarter, as I have done in previous quarters, but this month I wrote it. So I will read this short report that I've made. In 2021, no, this is unnecessary. Here's the text of this update. Here's Avram Noren back in again. Let's wait for him until he actually comes in. A second. He seems to be in. Avram, if you hear me and you can, unmute yourself and say hello, please. We are excited to share this update about the Institute of Midrashic Studies of the New Testament. Our academic director, Dr. Dave Pitcher, was recently informed that the article that he submitted to the Journal of Applied Christian Leadership was accepted and published. We received an electronic format PDF version of the journal and are providing a snippet of it to show what it is. We're not going to open it now. When we get our hard copy version of it, we will take a selfie with it. In a more Dr. Dave news, he is moving forward in his studies at Liberty University, acing his tests and essays. It is a tough schedule, but he's keeping up. We're with you all the way, Dave. In our efforts, this is more important stuff. In our efforts to spread the word about the Institute and to recruit new fellows, we have researched a database of over 450 Christian colleges, universities, and seminaries. We've reached out to them to introduce our institute and to encourage them to tell their students about our fellowship. We hope that this new resource and procedure will result in more high-quality fellows and relationships with academic institutions all over the world. We've already had 2 potential fellows who have reached out to us through this process. So we will be reporting more about that, Bezrat Hashem, in the next quarter. Our next item on the agenda, light up the church. There's new news about this that I didn't even mention here because I wrote this report a couple of days ago. I will tell you about it orally. We continue to broadcast the monthly Light Up the Church newsletter. In Q3, we will move into high gear in marketing the project and signing up new churches. Everybody is familiar with the Light Up the Church program and lightupthechurch.org. The news that I can tell you is that an organization called Stand With Us. Anybody ever heard of Stand With Us? Stand With Us is one of the largest Israel advocacy Hasbara organizations. They found out about Light Up the Church and are excited to partner with us in this. They have hundreds of thousands of people on their newsletter and social media. And if this really works, I had a meeting with one of the department heads over there, and if it really works, then we're going to blow this thing out of the water. Baruch Hashem. Next, I've got a chat coming in. It is my pleasure. That is Avram Noren. It says, "Shalom, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My microphone isn't working, but I can hear the speakers. Very good." So far, there's only one speaker. That was Light Up the Church. Conversations. We are continuing Dr. Booker, with whom we've had weekly conversations for, I think, close to 2 years now. And Pastor Lata, who is a friend or maybe the pastor of Ann Stacy, who isn't here right now. Let me take a peek. Maybe somebody's trying to contact us. Nope. And now we've added Jason Kaplan to our lineup. Again, I'm not going to open this up right now, but we've already started with a first conversation with him yesterday, the day before. So if you guys get your newsletter, you will be able to listen to our first conversation with him. Teachers, we are proud to add yet another teacher. I'm proud, even though I didn't try. He found us and wanted to be a teacher, and he's got something very interesting. I think what he's teaching, we actually have added him to our faculty, but we haven't yet uploaded any of his videos. He has written a book, and he's going to record, I think he's going to record lessons about the connection between the weekly portion of the Torah and marriage and love, or something like that. 52 lessons like that. I think that is going to be a very popular course. The list and Yad Vashem, we presented the list, the book, the list, and other books in the series to a Holocaust survivor for the Yad Vashem library. And here is the video about that. We won't watch that now. This, let me share this document also. You can get to it through this document, but I'm sorry, but just to make it easier, you can get to it here. We'll add that document also. Okay, if you look at it, then you'll be able to see that video, and it's a nice one. Book pipeline of the List 2022 and Shavuot Symposium. The List 2022 and the Shavuot Symposium proceedings are both in stealth availability stage, which means that we have unofficially, de facto, released them, and they are available on Amazon. We are going to be launching them, which are tentatively scheduled for the end of this month, July 30th and August 27th, respectively. That will be the List 2022. We will be launching on July 30th, right after Tisha B'Av, 9th of Av. And August 27th is when we are going to be launching the Shavuot Symposium book, because that will be when we are going to be doing the Sukkot Symposium, which again, we are just now starting to launch it. As I mentioned on our advisors group, WhatsApp group, we have a draft of the Give Butter page. It's not, the content there is not up to date, but you can start giving a donation. And even though I did not mention it here, I guess I really should have. We deposited, or actually got, as I think I mentioned today in the advisors group, we got the $10,000 grant that Nathaniel Foundation granted us a few weeks ago. It finally came through as a bank transfer. $10,000 was deposited into our bank, and we saw it there. And so we thanked them, and it's now officially in our donor CRM, what's it called? Relationship website, whatever. Okay, let us continue. A lot of stuff we've done this season. Marketing and fundraising coaches. We continue to work very well with Arnie Draymond, but are postponing retaining a marketing consultant because of bandwidth issues. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be doing even more stuff next quarter. Networking. Gidon meets with an average of 10 friends a week from the United States, Israel, and all over the world on Zoom and in person. Notably, this quarter, we met in Jerusalem with groups led by our friends Christine Darg and Chief Joseph and Dr. Lara Lynn Riverwind, and with our good friend Galen Waters in Tel Aviv. I was about to say I didn't mention the Ami Center, but I mentioned it in the next item. We are exploring with the Ami Center in Jerusalem ways for us to cooperate. That is looking good, and I will mention it more when that moves forward. On-site guiding in Hebron, Gidon guided Professor Brad Young and a delegation of the Americans for a Strong Israel. Anybody here not know of Brad Young? Raise your hand if you haven't heard of him. Brad Young is a retired professor at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and was one of the, and so since he's retired, he's been in the business for a long, long time. He's a very strong pro-Israel and pro-Hebrew roots of Christianity professor. He is writing a new translation of the New Testament. A whole bunch of fun stuff. And Americans for a Strong Israel, or maybe Safe Israel, is the national organization that Ann Stacy is the president of the Texas SNF branch of that national organization. And so she brought both the Americans for a Safe Israel. I think it's a Safe Israel. If that's the way it rolls off of my tongue, that's probably what it is. So most of the members of AFC are Jews, mostly from the New York area. Anne heard about it. She opened it up in Texas, and now they're getting more and more Christian Americans for a Safe Israel. List marketing. The list. When I say list, I mean our books, the list. In Q1, in quarter one, the Nathaniel Foundation awarded us a $5,000 grant towards marketing the list series to libraries. We are working on that, i.e. to try to get libraries to buy the books, and as well are looking for more grants from other sources for producing future books. These books that we've produced until now, for some reason, we have not had funding for them. They came out of the general root source budget, which is not best procedure. So that's why I want to start, because really what I'd rather do is anything that we do, I want to do it because we got some people who want it enough to happen that they're going to give some money to it. So that's what I'm going to try to do in the future. But if we don't raise money so fast, then we'll still produce the annual books. Our next book is going to come out, Bezrat Hashem, the list 2023 in January 2024. Hopefully we will be able to have all of the materials and the formatting done by then for all the months, and we'll have our technical team working on it up until the last minute, so we'll be able to release it on International Holocaust Day, which I think is like January 23rd or something like that. Two more items: professional and educational training. Important trainings are scheduled for July and will be recorded in Q3. They include the big annual Bible conference that occurs in Gush Etzion every year that I participate in, scouting for new teachers. And this year, the Leadership Institute International Fundraising School is being held in Israel in the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. And so I'm going to participate in that as well. That is happening in 2 weeks. And the Tanakh program is happening the Bible program is happening in 3 weeks. So I'm going to be not taking a vacation, but having root source stuff a little bit on a low burner while I participate in that full-time stuff. And finally, networking events. We attended the Cry for Zion Temple Mount Convention at the Menachem Begin Heritage Center in Jerusalem, and we visited friends attending the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast in the Jerusalem Waldorf Astoria. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of that Waldorf Astoria this year. This is what we have done, and we didn't so much talk about what we're planning on doing. I will just mention that stuff that needs to be done. Like I said, marketing to the libraries, lighting up the church, recruit new. This is all stuff that we actually remember. I mentioned it that we worked on it, even though we haven't finished it. The gala, everything is over here. There you go. So you also heard what we're doing the next quarter. Gentlemen, it's been a little bit more than the half hour that I like to do this because we've got a lot of things to work through. It also started a little bit later, but it wasn't an hour. It was closer to a half an hour. If we only started about 8:37, I think. No, I'm sorry. It looks like I've been recording for about 15.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to, I'm listening. I keep dialing with my phone to the Zoom. But it's very, very impressive. All the places you're touching and all the projects that you're involved with and the people you networked with. So I thought I knew a lot what was happening and find out a lot more. So thank you for this meeting.
Thank you very much for coming in, Aram. Anybody else want to make my face red a little bit? Make me blush? No, if there's any other comments or questions, then I'll be happy to field them now. Otherwise, I will say thank you very much. And I'll say thank you very much even if there are questions or comments. Yes, Tov. Tov, you want to say something? You just want to show your thumbs up.
Just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you. Tov, as I mentioned, is a fellow of the Institute of Midrash Studies of the New Testament. He is also an employee of the International House of Prayer, Kansas City, a very big organization. And I hope that we will be doing, in one way or another, more cooperative stuff with them in the near future. Okay, so since I meet with Dr. David Pitcher weekly and also with Tov Rose weekly, I'm waiting for Al and Armando to set up not a weekly, but an occasionally Zoom meeting with me, so I'll be able to schmooze a little bit more. And thank you all very much. Laila Tov. Thank you, sir.
As usual, it's a thorough report, and I appreciate you keeping us in touch.
I appreciate you more because I really like to try to be whatchamacallit towards people. Answerable. That's not the word I was thinking of.
Accountable.
Accountable. That's the answer. Darabah, and time to go to sleep. I'm waking up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock as usual. Laila Tov.
Laila
Bye-bye.
Tov.
Laila Tov, everyone.